Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and to today's video. Today I wanted to talk about moving to Thailand. When is the best time to actually move to this country? Well, I want to talk about that in this video. Now, I've had a few people reach out and speak to me recently saying, John, I want to move to Thailand, but I'm not sure if I'm quite ready to make the move. Can you give me some advice? And while I don't think I'm in a position to actually give advice to people in that sense, I wanted to give my take and my opinion in this video just to say that if you are thinking about coming to Thailand, when is the right time to sort of make the transition and leave your country and move to Thailand? Now, for me, it all depends on what age you are at the moment. If you're sort of in your 50s, 60s, ready to retire, to me, the time to move to Thailand is when you've got enough money to sort of see you out for the next 10, 20, 30 years or however long you need it. If you're younger, I would say that you could potentially make the move with less money because you can sort of take the risk. If things don't work out, you can always go back again and try again. So that would be the first thing that I would say in this sense. Now, I've brought you guys again to the Sarapi train station. I'm not going to be doing as many videos in here. A few of you guys says you don't really like when I come to do the talking videos here, but we've got to do them occasionally. But yeah, next video is not going to be from here, so I can guarantee that. And the last three haven't been as well, so yeah, not all from this place. But yeah, I think at least 2, 3 or 4 guys have reached out, sort of saying, well, John, I've got $1,000 a month, or I've got $1,500 a month, 2 of the guys. Can I move to Thailand? And my answer to that is it's completely dependent on what you want to do, how you want to live, how you want to live your life, and how you want to do anything. So I don't think I'm personally in a position to actually give one-on-one advice to anyone. That's not what this channel's about. This channel's about giving my opinion, of which you can watch and you take it in, but also watch the opinions of other people and then develop your own mind based from there. I don't want to be in a position where someone is asking me, oh John, can I come and do this? It's going to be dependent on what you want to do and what you plan to do and things like that. But I would say that if you're sort of at my age, 30 odd, then yeah, if you've got enough money to last a year, I would say make the move, try and make it work. I would say a year's income is enough, because if things don't go according to plan, you can always move back again to where you came from and, you know, save up a bit more funds and then come and try again. And if you've got enough money to live for a year, one of the key things to do though, one of the most important things to consider is don't overspend if you've got a budget in mind. Now, there are so many videos online, I've made so many as well, telling you sort of how much I personally think is a reasonable budget. Talked about what kind of lifestyle you can live in Thailand for what particular amount of money we're talking about. And if you've sort of found your ideal budget, well, I want to live in a room, I want it to have a pool, and I want it to have a gym, you sort of know how much you're going to spend for that. I want to eat Thai food 80% of the time, but I want a nice Western meal sometimes as well. I want to have insurance and I want everything like that. You're going to sort of know how much to budget. And if you say you'll set your budget at 600,000 baht, that means you need 720,000 baht saved up for a year's go. And make the go. If it doesn't work, you can always come back again. And I always know there are people that say, well, no, don't make the move until you've got enough money to live. But I would say that that's not the right idea, because there's always that really awful scenario that you hear about. Someone, they've been saving their entire life, they get to a particular age, and then bang, something happens to them, or they get ill or something like that, and they're not able to fulfill their dreams. So I would always say, if you're able to do something with a reasonable buffer, a reasonable time frame, then just go for it, because if you don't, you're going to regret it. The worst that can happen is going back and trying again. So that would be my thing to say to anyone sort of in your 20s, 30s, even 40s, maybe up to say 45-ish. If you've got enough money to have a go for a year, have an idea in mind, have a plan, have a direction that you want to go down, maybe look for online work, look for remote work, sign up to all the websites that there are. And if you don't make any money for the entire year, well, you know that perhaps it's not for you and you can't make it work. If you make some money but not enough, that's going to extend your stay even more, so you've got even more chance to make it work. And I don't like to see, personally, someone who's got that dream, someone's got that ambition, I don't like to see them being told by certain people that no, you need $1 million before you move to Thailand. I would say that's nonsense. Granted, if you're not at working age anymore, you don't want to do online work, you don't want to work at all, you don't want to do anything like that, of course you're going to need enough money to sort of see you out for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. But that's different than the people who have the ambition to live in Thailand right now. What do I need to make the move right now? A year, even 6 months. 6 months is enough time for you to sort of settle in, get your way around the country, know about things, know how much you're going to need to live, how much money you need to spend. Even 6 months money, including sort of a plane ticket home and other bits and pieces like that. Make sure you can establish yourself back in your own country. Don't burn bridges. Then just go for it, because if you don't, you're going to regret it. I wanted to talk about myself in things that I've personally regretted. Now, if any of you guys have been with the channel for a long time, I made a video, is it 6 months now, 5 months, 6, 7 months, I can't remember, called I Lost My Job in Thailand. At the time, I was a bit upset, a bit worried about things, but deep down, I'd known that I didn't really want to do that job for quite a long time, 4 years. I mean, what am I doing this for? It wasn't that bad, but I've got ambitions to do so many things, and I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and I had my own hand forced by losing the job. And because of that, it put me in the position where I've actually got a new job now, which is sort of really exciting, and it's on doing a project that I'm really fascinated in and can grow with the company, a brilliant startup, so can't wait to talk about that on the channel. It's also allowed me to spend more time doing YouTube, which is fun, allowed me to spend more time doing all kinds of things, and I'm in a better position after losing it. And I had my hand forced. If I didn't lose the job, I'd probably be still working that now, still bored, still thinking, what on earth am I doing all the time? And sometimes it does take something to happen in order for you to, you know, make the move or to do something different, because you always get set in your ways, you get comfortable, you get complacent, and to me that's not the way you want to be, because I've witnessed it firsthand, not doing what I want to do because I'm thinking, well, now let's leave it another year, or I'll leave it another 6 months. But for what? I could have done this, I could have been doing what I'm doing now 4 years ago, and I could be in a lot better position now if I wasn't stuck waiting for, you know, waiting for a pay rise, or waiting for something that in essence I was waiting for 5 years, nothing happened, and I ended up losing the job. I wasted 5 years. So I don't want you guys who want to move to Thailand, I don't want you to be in the same position where you waste so much time. Maybe you're working now, say in England for example, you've got £20,000 savings, and you're working and you're thinking, if I work another year I'm going to be making so much, but I might only be able to save £5,000. So after a year I'm going to have £25,000 saved up, and then if I do it 2 years I might have £30,000 saved up. But I really want to move to Thailand. If you continue down that path of that rate of savings, which is quite good to be able to save that amount of money from a normal job, it's going to take you years to get there. And if you know you want to be in Thailand, you know that you can get that job again, all you need to do is think, well, if I quit this job, I make sure I've got enough money saved in my home country to establish myself when I come back again, give me 6 months back in my own country to, you know, get started, find a new job. But I've got this £20,000 right now. That could see me for more than a year in Thailand having a good time. And I could try to do what I do now online. I could try to do my own business. I could try to start YouTube for a little bit of an extra income. I could try to start all kinds of things. If it doesn't work, you go back and you establish yourself there again. And you're going to have had the experience of an amazing time in the amazing country of Thailand. And many people, it works. You could come here, you could find your work online, enough to live, and you don't end up eating into any of your savings. So that's what I always say. If you want to move, find a way to make it happen. Don't have your hand forced like I did. I had my hand forced by losing the job, and in all honesty, I should never have done that job. I should never have done that job. It wasn't right for me. It wasn't the thing I wanted to do. But I was waiting for the potential promise of, well, you're going to get this amount of money in a certain amount of time. I was waiting for that instead of going to try and get the money myself, which is what I'm attempting to do now. And it's, I'm probably making more now than from the job. Some months I'm, some months off, but it depends. But all in, I'm extremely happy with, you know, what's happened. But I'm not happy that I was forced oh, I had my hand forced. I'm not happy that I didn't make the decision a few years ago when I could have had even more chance to make things work. So that's what I wanted to say. Of course, I need to reiterate and go back. If you're of retirement age, you're not planning on working again, you're not planning on trying to find remote work, online work, you're not planning to do things like that, you don't have, you know, say an income, a regular income, you're going to need a certain amount of money to work out how much you can spend over, you know, a certain amount of time that you're considering. And there's the difference between retirement and not retirement. And there are so many people who I don't know that many people, but I know some people whose dream it is to leave England, more now than ever with the state of the UK and how things are going at the moment. Really upsetting to see England falling to such a level. I don't like to see it. But so many people who do have that year buffer to try out a different country, even if it's not Thailand, and not doing it because they think, well, oh, I've made it to the year. Their target is to get to the year. And once they're at the year, maybe I need 2 years instead. Then you get to your 2 years, and maybe I need 3 years instead. And then you've gone from being 35 to 45, and you've missed out on the chance to enjoy yourself, because at the end of the day, you can't have a go again, can you? That's the problem. You can't go for round 2. And I look back at the sort of 4 or 5 years that I personally wasted doing something that was ridiculous, just because I thought it was the safest thing. Might have been the safest, but it's not the right thing to do. So that's my top tip. Anyway, guys, Sarapi train station. Next video, I'm not 100% sure what it's going to be, but it's not going to be from here. Potentially, we're going to go out around Chiang Mai, make a video in the evening, maybe. I'm not sure yet, we'll have to see. But anyway, really appreciate you guys watching. How long are we into this video? We're only 12 minutes in. I'm trying to get videos over 15 minutes at the moment, but yeah, I've got nothing else to talk about in this one. Anyway, really appreciate you watching. And if you want to make Thailand home, if you want to come here and you've got that year buffer, you're able to establish yourself a home, go for it. Just go for it, I would say, because what's the worst that could happen is going back, saving up and trying again. Cheers, guys. Really appreciate you watching as always, and catch you in the next video. Bye for now.